This week, Autodesk steps into a 3D AI race. Tencent just paused the open source release of most anticipated 3D generation model. And we have new AI model for AI texturing and 3D reconstruction that takes it to a next level.
First big news is that we actually have now Enviro AI. And just to quickly show you this, it's really amazing because they label themselves as your Unreal Engine AI assistant. And this is really amazing because we can now generate 3D environments from a text prompt in a minute. And a lot of you have asked us already how it is possible to also generate environments with AI. And now here we have an actual tool that is able to do that. And it's really cool because you can actually see here what kind of environment it can create. And I think this is really cool because you can automatically select meshes from your own content library and place them also into your level base. And you can place them as well based on your prompt into the environment. In addition to that, you can also see that they added here a little video and you will actually see how this thing is working. So we can, for example, put in here a prompt, then it's going to generate that and you can work way faster than ever before, on your environment, block it out, everything directly in Unreal Engine. And I think this is a big game changer for sure. And you will see it will create water, trees, plants, and so on, and you can scatter them around directly in your scene. So definitely worth to check it out. And now back to Stefan.
Okay guys, so Autodesk actually steps into the game, and we do have Wonder 3D, which will be a part of Autodesk Flow Studio, which you can access online. So the release happened March 4, and they basically promising us 3D model generation inside Autodesk. Just to remind you that Flow Studio also has quite a few interesting stuff like turn any video into directable 3D scenes, capture motion from any video. I think they might using like SAM 3 model here. There is also AI refiner and stuff. So how do you get it? You basically sign in and you can access it for free. In the Flow Studio, go to Wonder Tools and there are a few AI tools here. Text to image, basically creating images, image to 3D, text to 3D, camera track, and clean play. So we are here for image to 3D. I already did a few tests. They do give free credits, which is enough for around 10-15 generation with texture. They give you 4 models to choose and then you can proceed with finalization. You can see similar flow in Rodin, for example. You choose the poly count, topology, textured or not textured. They call their model Wonder 3D. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to create any textures. It was stuck like this for a while, but yeah, I think there's a huge demand. They just recently released it, so they maybe need some time to make it work. And of course, you can expect it to be on top3d.ai arena soon, but already now you can test all top models like Tripo 3.1, Hitem 2.0, Hunyuan 3.1, all models available there to be compared for you for free.
Alright guys, next up we have Cupid 3D. And this is also a big one because it's an open source generative AI model that creates not only a 3D model and a texture, but also the camera pose, like where the camera is placed in 3D space, and will also export you this. And I think this is really cool and something we have not seen before so far. So as you will see here, here's a little preview of the 3D models you can create with this tool. And the even cooler thing is that when we scroll down here, actually, we have this interactive 3D editor. And you will see over here that we have our mesh over here, which was shot like with this image that we can see here, which is this one here. And you will also notice that, there's a camera in the scene at the exact position, where the model was created. And I think this could also be a big game changer for us because it can be a huge help in case we would like to explore where the camera comes from. We can use this camera then for further info. We can then animate as well this camera and so on. And the geometry also looks very precise when we look, for example, at this controller here. I think it looks very decent and accurate. And you will see here, for example, where it was on the top that it also creates that. So I think this is really cool and definitely something you can check out. They also added here a video where they will showcase the input and then the output we get, what we just looked at. And we also have here then the explanation from how it's going from Dino version 2, as a single view input, and calculates that with the camera and then going into the mesh creation in the end with a texture attached. We will of course keep you posted once this is, for example, available in ComfUI. By the way guys, as always, in case you don't want to miss the latest workflows I'm sharing and the latest developments in AI and 3D, then make sure to join my free newsletter Futureframes, which you will also find a direct link down below where you can sign up for free, and then you will get only one email a week with the latest details. Having said that, let's directly continue with the video.
Next up, we have updates to image edit models, and it's not directly related to 3D, but we all need to create 3D references for characters, for props, for anything, and this is actually huge. I would say creating a reference sometimes takes even more time than generating 3D, because good reference means good 3D model. We do have Nana Banana 2 and we do have Qwen Image 2. So Nana Banana obviously is closed source, but you can already use it. For example, I like to use it through Nana Banana, or you can access it through Google AI Studio. And for Qwen, you can also access it on Fall AI through other providers, and hopefully it also will be soon available in ComfyUI, and Philip will of course make a tutorial about it. Overall, very good news for us.
Next up, we have a new Tripo AI update, and this time it's the version 3.1, which comes with even better model generation than before. And I gotta be honest, I tested the tool and Tripo made a huge step here as well in image accuracy. And I will show you this now exactly how you can use the 3.1 mode. Alright, so as you can see here, we are directly in the Tripo workspace. And what we can do here is actually simply going to the model tab, upload then your image as usual. So in this case, I'm using this one over here. And then as mesh quality, we're choosing Ultra, generate in parts. And when you would like to use now the new mode, you can choose here version 3.1 best quality. And it's saying here expect longer wait times, probably because the generation, the compute time takes longer than usual, but the result we get is also exceptionally good. So what you can do then is simply go on here, click generate model, and then it will start generating this. Great thing is that Tripo not only released the 3.1 version, they also released Tripo P1, which is basically now that we have a smart mesh, which kind of replaces their low poly generation. And this is really amazing. As you can see here, we get really smart topology, but now with only 5K triangles, which is simply amazing for like game developers and so on, because you can use this directly then in your game, with better smart low poly topology. And just to show you quickly the results from both modes, as you can see here, this is the 3.1 high poly version that we get out of it. You will also see here in the shape details that it's reading this quite well from our original image that we had. So definitely something worth to check out. And when we also look at the smart low poly one, you will see that it's capturing really well still the details and also overall the topology, even when we only have 5K polys over here. And you will be able to also attach the texture again by going to the texture mode, upload your image over here, and then choosing here generate texture. Okay, great. And once we then applied our texture back to the model, as you can see here, this is the result. And I think this is working really well, for our smart low poly, which only have 5K triangles. So really cool to see this, and definitely check it out yourself.
Probably the most exciting news for me is Kali Tech's very cool paper about new approach to 3D texturing. The results they show here are simply insane, and I can't wait to try it. What they show is truly impressive. They're comparing like with Hunyuan 3.0, and the difference is huge. You can take a look on these examples by link in the description. And what they say that this is soon to be published. It's under internal review before public release. So I really hope to touch it soon and make a video about it.
Next up, we have Secret Source 3D, and this one is a completely new tool which is aimed for professional 3D artists, to implement AI into their workflows. And you can start off with a high poly mesh, segment it then into parts, and then optimize the geometry without the need, to regenerate the model as we need to do with other AI generators. And I think this is really great. As you can see here in the example, it's really about, giving you control that you can iterate on your 3D mesh, and this all with the help of AI to speed up your workflows. And this is really great because, for example, here we can also retopologize our mesh. We can generate UVs, add then the texture in the end, and all this just only in one tool. And we can do really specific adjustments here, as you can see. This tool will be further developed, in the future, and you can already check it out by going down below in the video description. And then we will link you this page here from Product Hunt down below, and you can then actually take a closer look at the tool here.
And last but not least is soon Seedance release. And this is insane. So my X account is basically only about Seedance, and the results are insane, and I'm definitely gonna make a video about it soon. And what particularly catched my attention is some really nice example how Seedance is mixed with 3D motion reference. So you basically create a scene with complex animation with configured camera, and then just run it through Seedance, and the results are amazing. The characters are consistent, the dynamic, all that things preserved exact. That's actually a next level for 3D rendering. I think we should call it AI rendering. Anyway, that's really impressive stuff.
Last news is actually a bit sad, unfortunately. We still cross our fingers that this will happen at some point in the future. And this is because you might remember from one of our past news episodes that we covered Lattice, and they had a plan to open source Lattice, but for now, this is unfortunately due to a company policy on hold at the moment. And they suggest here as a temporary solution to, use the Hunyuan 3D platform, of course, like Hunyuan 3D 3.0 and so on their website, or otherwise, develop and play around with the 2.0 and 2.1 version, which are already open sourced kind of, or use Ultrashape instead. We will keep a close look at this if it will change in the future, but for now, unfortunately, this is the current state. And yeah, we just can hope that this will happen at some point. But for now, it won't. So we really hope you have enjoyed this week's news episode. As always, subscribe to our channels in case you have liked this video and would like to support us, and actually see you on the next one.
All right, guys, that was it. Let us know what you think about news and what videos do you want us to make together. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.